My gaming video got 500,000 views. So did this one. These three got 400 to 300,000 views. And all of these views happened when I was under 5,000 subs. Today, I'm going to show you 3 tricks I've stolen from massive YouTubers. From a recording trick that makes editing 30 to 40 hours of footage feel like absolutely nothing, to recording our camera and game at the same time in one file without burning them together. And of course, a massive trick that big YouTubers don't want you to know because it makes them look a bit bad. But that's all coming up at the end. First, we're stealing from Dunkey. The reason editing is so hard for you guys is because you're recording massive clips, hours of footage, and you can't find any of the important moments quickly or easily. It's brain numbing to have to dredge through hours of footage. To solve this, we're going to use the Dunkey method, named because it's Dunkey's method. Go to OBS, which is the recording software you should be using for recording gameplay. Go to Settings, Hotkeys, Search Recording, and set a hotkey for starting and stopping your recording. Or you can set a Start Stop Record button on today's sponsor, the Ulanzi D200X. I am in love with this little device. For years, people have told me accessories like this can speed up your workflow, but this is the first time I've actually found one that saves time and keeps me creative. Either way, once I set up my Start Stop Recording button, I'll start recording my gameplay. In my case, most of my videos are at least 8 hours of recording. The longest I've had was, I think, 85 hours. And anytime something amazing happens or something important for the edit, such as a hilarious joke, a big story moment, maybe it's an important death, whatever it is, I just hit that stop recording button and then tap it again to start it again. Now, when I drag all my footage to my timeline, it's not one massive 2 to 3 hour long clip. Instead, it's a bunch of smaller clips that I know I can skip to the end of each one and find a key moment that I need for my edit. And look, if pressing a button twice is too much for you, then don't worry, you can set up a multi-action on that Ulanzi D200X so that one tap starts and stops the recording for you. Now, I really want to show you guys this amazing tip for splitting the camera and game perfectly while keeping it in one file. And I do want to show you that other tip that makes big YouTubers look a little bit bad. But first, I want to say this isn't just an LCD pad on your desk. It's an SD card reader, a TF card reader, audio controller, 8-in-1 USB docking station. It even does HDMI up to 4K 60 Hz. It can control OBS, Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, Photoshop, you name it, it does it. Something that always held me back when using tools like this is I've hated adding all the buttons myself. I'd much rather customize an already established profile. If you're looking on screen now, you'll see me add a Premiere Pro profile in literally one download, one click. And because these are actually profiles that I can set up and customize as I want, I can also switch these at the push of a button. And the absolutely wild thing is this little device, despite having more packed into it, is also half the price of other similar products on the market. I'll show you more throughout the video, but I'll also link it in the description, so please check it out. I am in love with this thing. That said, if you've ever recorded gameplay with a camera, you probably have suffered from how the camera is burned into the gameplay, which blocks huge sections of gameplay when you're editing. And if you ever want to zoom in on your reaction, it's lower quality because you've already shrunk your camera down and put it in the corner. Here's the truth, almost every big gaming YouTuber doesn't record in 1920 by 1080p. Heck, they don't even record in 4K. They actually record in 3840 by 1080p. That sounds insane, right? That's the complete wrong aspect ratio, and it wouldn't even fit on YouTube. But it's actually perfect. You see, you set your canvas to that size and you put your game entirely on the left and you put your camera entirely on the right. Obviously, adjust your bitrate in OBS to match the new resolution. For example, if 1080p requires 10,000 CBR, you'd set this new double wide canvas to be about 16,000 to 18,000. If that's confusing, I will link a full detailed settings guide in the top of the description. A small note, if you're a VTuber, this works as well, or if you don't use a cam but need to record different parts at the same time, you can. For example, I test webcams, microphones, and other gear just like this. Either way, do your Dunkey method wide canvas recording and then drag those files into your editing timeline. Oh no, it's the wrong ratio still. That's okay. Change the timeline to be 1080p. Drag the file so the game is full screen. Duplicate the file, layer it, drag it to be the camera, and now you have perfect quality camera and game already perfectly synced. You can full screen one or the other, or shrink the cam down, or shrink the cam to be larger. It's totally up to you. You have perfect quality to play with. But as you go through editing everything and you cut out all those unimportant parts, you'll notice you have these huge chunks. What I like to do is highlight all of it and then press the ripple button that I made in my Ulanzi. And now it's all cleaned up. I will say I promised you 3 tips, with the final one being something big YouTubers don't want to reveal. But that last tip was mostly for people who use a camera. So for the special few who stuck around, I'm actually going to include a bonus tip at the end that explains why I had my videos go so viral despite having no subscribers. For now though, let's talk about how you aren't funny, at least compared to giant creators. I mean, you watch these guys and you constantly ask, How did they think to say something so funny, so perfectly timed, so many puns? Well, the truth is, they didn't. Okay, maybe sometimes they do, but a lot of the time, it's actually fake. I met some pretty massive gaming YouTubers at a conference a while back, and they all said the same thing. During recording and editing, they constantly do extra takes or record completely new takes of jokes or summaries of the story, or just anything else the video needs as if it was recorded normally. I didn't believe it, so I tried it myself, and you know what? My videos got way better. These creators explained 3 key ways they fake content. First, while recording, if they felt a joke delivery wasn't good enough, they'll just re-record it immediately, and then time it better in the edit so it seems like they're quicker thinkers or really clever. Next, they said for really long videos or long story games, it's important to use summaries. Essentially, rather than trying to show hours of story or important clips, it's better to focus on the pace of the video by recording a funny and clear voiceover that helps move the plot along. One of my first big viral videos, Plucky Squire, had a huge chunk of downtime where nothing in the game's story happened. Thanks to the donkey method, being organized, and my now new ability to just simply record a 30-second comedic voiceover explaining what happened, I was able to take 8 hours and turn it into 30 to 45 minutes. And people loved it. And finally, they said while editing, they often think of new jokes that are much funnier. So they just completely re-record them as voiceover, then hide their camera thanks to the split recording, making it seem like they thought of a hilarious joke on the fly. As I said, I started doing this and my videos got so much more entertaining to watch. But as I released more, I also had to do this less. So for those who find this fake, which I know some people will, I just want to say this is a great way to gain experience, learn, and let's be real, it doesn't hurt anyone at the end of the day. And with that, if you're still watching, it's time for the bonus tip. One day, I learned about something called TAM, T-A-M, or Total Audience Metric. I decided to try it out on a brand new channel, and I'll show you the results in a second because it is nuts. The idea of TAM is that your packaging, aka your title and thumbnail, is what matters. And your editing can be incredibly basic as long as there's a good reason to click and stick around. The concept of TAM also goes against the last 20 years of YouTube. When you make a gaming video, you're not going to call it Let's Play Zelda or Slay the Spire episode 43. You shouldn't include your face in the thumbnail or anything that requires a viewer to have context or understanding to click. After all, if you're on episode 3 of a Let's Play, viewers now need to watch 2 episodes before they can click that one. If you put your face in the thumbnail, well, people kind of need to know who you are or give a shit about you, and they just don't. If the game you're playing is niche, people don't know what that is. These things stop people clicking because they need to know information first. That roguelike video I did isn't special. It's a literal Let's Play. It's 30 plus attempts at playing a class and race in a game called Barony, which is a game a lot of people don't know. 100,000 views, and it is a basic edit of a Let's Play. There is no fancy editing in that video. So why did it work? I took inspiration from Scamboli, from Call Me Kevin, from Conordog, and so many huge creators who title, thumbnail, and package their videos as unique, interesting concepts that anyone can understand. Let me show you some examples. Scamboli does anime reviews. He uses a punchy, eye-catching thumbnail from the show, and he titles his video as an emotive, intriguing one-liner describing the anime's most unique aspect. He never says the anime name in the title either. Viewers see a video called When the Anime Kills Every Main Character, and they think, wow, that is a wild premise. What anime did that? Why did it do that? How did they do that and still make a good show? Then they have to click to get answers. Call Me Kevin, over 3 million subs, no face, no game name, just the best free game on the internet. Simple thumbnail, they need to click to learn about the game. Conordog's most successful video of all time. This is the cruelest game I've ever finished. An eye-catching thumbnail, a simple question. What game? How is it cruel? How did he finish it if it was so cruel? That was 60 plus hours of footage he cut down to a 1 hour video. And guess what? The editing is not fancy. It's just a great package to get a click. I took all of these lessons, applied them on a brand new gaming channel, and was monetized in 6 uploads. That was just 45 days. And I have millions of views on it. Click here to learn more about how I did that.